Hi guys, so today I decided I would do a highlighting and contouring video, and I'm going to be using this Anastasia contour palette, which looks like this from the inside. I bought this a little while ago and I showed it in a haul, so I'm going to be using that today to show you how I highlight and contour. So to start off with, I'm going to set and highlight my under eye concealer, and I'm going to be using a mix of the banana shade and this matte shade beside, and I'm going to be using a brush like this. It's just a domed powder brush, and I'm going to take both of the shades just a little bit like that, and I'm just going to then set. And this just helps brighten up the under eyes, because dark under eyes makes you look tired or as if you're not feeling well, so that's good to highlight under the eyes. And then next I'm going to be taking this bigger brush. This is a Bare Minerals Full Flawless Face Brush, and I'm going to take this warmest shade, and I'm just going to be dipping the brush in slightly like that, and I'm going to be taking this to kind of darken up or make the whole face bronzed and make it look more sun-kissed. So I'm just going to be taking a little bit of that and putting it into the hollows of my cheeks. And I'm going to blend this everywhere where you would normally contour and really blend it out, because you don't really want it to just be so harsh. So this color, you want it to be more blended out and make your whole face look a little bit more tanned, so you don't look so flat, because I am really pale, like you can see. Then it easily looks like, I don't know, ghostly. So like this, using this first shade to bronze up the whole face helps a lot, so you don't look so flat. So doing that on the other side, I'm going to be doing the same thing and just blending it upward like that. And this brush, it's a bigger brush. I found if I used a smaller brush or one that was more dense, that it looked splotchy or patchy. So like this, with a bigger fluffier brush, it blends out much better. And I usually don't set all of my face. I set more just my T-zone and my T-zone and the upper part of my cheeks with powder, because that's where I would get oily the easiest, and the rest of my face I just leave. And so this kind of acts as setting because it's a powder on top of foundation. So I'm going to go up here on my forehead with that same shade and that same brush. I'm just going to kind of darken up and bronze my forehead. This will tie the whole look together later on, and you will be able to see a big difference in the before and after. And I don't really have a big forehead, so I don't need to bronze up here so much, but I will take just a little bit to kind of tie, like right now it looks a bit harsh, but to tie the contouring together so it doesn't look like, oh, brown here and brown here. It is a little bit more tied together. So just whatever is left on the brush, I'm going to use that to blend that out. And make sure when you're highlighting and contouring that everything is very well blended out, because a harsh contour or harsh highlighting does not flatter your face or the makeup that you put on. Then I'm going to take just a little bit more of that shade, and I'm just going to kind of bronze up my jawline. So after that, I'm going to be taking a smaller brush like this. This is a Real Techniques contouring brush. And then I'm going to be taking this cooler shade and mixing these two together. And that is what I'm going to do the more harsher contouring with to define the cheekbones more. So I will be taking those two shades, just a little bit of each. And then this is what I'm going to be putting really in the hollows and focusing just on that, and just blend back and forth. You don't want to blend in circular motions because then you're blending it upwards and downwards. Contouring like this, your cheekbones, you want it to be much more just in the hollows of your cheeks so that you look more defined. So just like this. Going to take that shade, and if you need to take a little bit more, take a little bit more, but less is more in this case. Just take a little bit at a time. You don't want it to be way too much, and then you can't really take it away, and then you have to really blend it out, and that defeats the purpose of contouring. So I'm just taking a little bit more, and I'm starting from the upper part of my ear and just kind of bringing it down, and then just blend back and forth and back and forth. I'm just bringing more up to the inner or the outer corner of my eye and no further than that. So like this, that's a pretty big difference. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Using a cooler shade to contour and define it more, that helps it look more like a shadow. And if you use a really warm tone, like if you would be using this one to define a lot on like my fair skin tone, it would look more muddy than contouring. And contouring isn't natural, but you can make it look more natural and not muddy or anything like that. So I'm done with my cheekbones, and then I'm going to take those same two shades, these two right here, mix them together, and I'm going to define up here a little bit more. So I'm just keeping this color more by my hairline and not so much everywhere like I did that first shade. So just blend back and forth again, and just bring it slightly downwards and across. And I like this for the most color to be here by the arch of my brow bone. That is where I like the most color to be. And then just bring it inwards and down to the cheekbones to tie that together. And then I'm going to take those same two shades in that same brush and do the jawline. And then I'm going to show you what I would do for my nose as well. I don't do this very often, but if you want to give your nose a little bit more of a slimmer look and a little bit more defined, I'm going to take this e.l.f. contour brush, and I'm just going to be taking this middle cooler shade. I'm not going to be taking either of these two, just this shade. So I'm just dipping my brush a little bit into that, and I'm just going to do the outside part of my nose. And I'm just going in with a light hand. I'm not taking a lot of color because that can make it look splotchy. So. And then you can just tie that together on the tip of your nose, and then just keep blending that. This will help your nose look smaller and slimmer. So that's what I do for the contouring part, and now I will show you the rest for highlighting. Taking that same dome brush as I used before and those same two shades, and I'm just going to put that in the middle of my forehead to brighten that up. And I'm also going to take more of that downwards this way to highlight, and here around the mouth. This just gives the center of your face a little bit more brightness. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this smaller dome brush. This is one by e.l.f. It's actually a blush brush. And I'm going to be taking this more shimmery shade right here. And I'm going to use this to highlight my cheekbones. Like that. And then I'm going to take on the tip of the brush like this. I'm going to take that down the bridge of my nose to highlight. And then also with my finger, I'm just going to put that on my Cupid's bow to highlight that as well. Here we go. And so that's what I would do for highlighting and contouring. I will just put on blush to finish up the whole look. So for my blush, I'm going to be taking this Lorac Cheek palette, and it has these 4 shades in it. And today I'm going to be using this blush right here. This is a matte kind of peachy shade, and I'm going to be taking it with this blush brush. And I'm just going to take a little bit. Whoa, it's probably going to be way too much. Okay. And I'm just going to be putting that on the apples of my cheeks. I'm taking my blush between where I highlighted up here and where I contoured down here. So just in between that is where you want to put your blush. And just really blend that out because you don't want any harsh lines from your blush either. And if you did accidentally get too much bronzer like down here and you want to brighten that up a little bit more, just take a brush like this, again a dome brush, and take that banana shade or this lightest shade right here on a brush, and then just kind of dab like this to fix it up. That will help brighten it up a little bit more and kind of erase where you contoured or where you got your contour shade too low. So this is what I have been doing lately for my contouring and highlighting, and I really like the way this turns out. It brightens up the center of my face and defines my cheekbones. So I hope you enjoyed this video and you learned something from this. If you like this video, then hit the thumbs up button down below, and if you have any video requests, leave them down below in the comments as well. I'm happy to hear what you would like me to film next, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!